I don't know if the female rappers are the cause. What you see is another uh, example of women following the lead of men. These women do look like drag queens, but this is a man's interpretation of what a woman looked like. Just like
Mm-hmm.
the rappers in the rap industry, you're hearing lyrics of a man's interpretation of what a woman should sound like. So these are male interpretations of a woman. I'm pretty sure it may have been some men who did these girls' hair and makeup. Men are doing these things now. Men are in hair, nails, um, in the fashion industry, largely with celebrities. You very rarely find a female stylist in the fashion industry. I mean, of course you'll find female hairstylists, but a lot of times there are men too. But yes, they do look a lot like drag queens. But I do believe that this is the reason why they are looking it's so similar. It's because they're taking cues from the men who are the leaders.
I mean, I definitely don't think it's because of the men. I think I heard the last sister say that. I can't agree with that. Um, most men that I know who I hung around with, we really didn't like women over flamboyant. And I think that this idea with these I guess men who don't really recognize who and what they are, they're putting out something to represent themselves, right? This is who they are, but again, they are slightly misguided on who they actually are. So I would think how they look and how they perceive themselves to be is going to be different. But I would still say that those same people copy a lot of the women that who are famous. They're copying them, but doing it their way. So I mean, you made a point, Christine, that you said you've seen this before. I do remember men being, or I would guess what you call a drag queen. I remember them being like flamboyant, but in terms of how they're looking now, I would think they're getting it from the famous female people who are out there now. They're mimicking themselves behind them. They were always flamboyant, yes, but if you look at how they look and you compare that to the female rappers now, they're using their style to represent what they look like. So I mean, for me, I mean, I do
I think
think
it's the
that
other way around.
that's my opinion. I mean, I could be a
Mhm.
100% wrong, but that's what I see because I'm looking at these transgenders as people who are already they're already confused about what they are. So how they perceive themselves is going to always be different than how normal people perceive themselves. And again, I mean, maybe Brother BA or Brother Zayda can tell me differently, but the brothers I was with, we never really liked over flamboyant women. None of us did. None of the dudes I hung out with, like, we didn't like over flamboyant women. We felt like something was really kind of like wrong with them.